Let's have a Drama Friday. Holla, ballers and a brofist to you all as I proudly sport the Dark Knights. Because, of course, it is Drama Friday, drama time, the first one of the new year because I unfortunately missed last week's and I promised it on Sunday, which was a really stupid thing to do because I had already committed to being a bit of a grown-up and cleaning out my garage. And I ended up doing that. It took me all day. 4 trips to the dump to clear that goddamn place out. So I'm really sorry I missed Sunday. What a bummer. What a bummer. So I'm going to make it up to you. I hope you will accept my apology. I hope that you can find it in your hearts to forgive me. Because we've got some ERP. And I know how much you guys love the ERP. I know it. I know you guys love the ERP, so please forgive me. Please forgive me. Before that, a quick announcement for those of you who may have not logged in for a while. Is Stark Industries Sylvanas EU has moved. It's gone. They've moved over to Tara Mill. They have taken the free character migration. Doesn't cost you a damn penny, so don't get your pubes all in a twist. If you paid money to join Stark on Sylvanas because the move to Tara Mill is completely free, they've taken it because, 1, Sylvanas is very alliance heavy, and frankly, some people keep getting killed on the PvP server. I'm just kidding, it is annoying to get ganked all the time. Plus, the queues were up to nearly 1,000 when I logged in to do my rogue stuff for you guys a couple of days ago. The queue was up to, I think, 956. 1,000 person queue. Ugh! Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So you can in fact transfer for free, but do not blame me if you log in 6 months and there's nobody in the guild. That's on you. That's on you. Alright. 2 stories lined up for you. 2 stories. The first one, I'm going to bring you down a notch, okay? I hope you stick with me because I'm going to take you down because it's one of the saddest stories I have ever read. And I've read some sad stories on this show. We've had everything you could possibly imagine, from the deaths of people to people sending rather mysterious packages around the world which turned out to be cards for lost ones. We've had a lot of sad things, but there's nothing sadder than a truly drawn out heartbreak. When heartbreak really crushes your spirit, because that lingers. That lingers a lot. It does. It's like that horrible, horrible girl that you kissed one time in a bar. She's there every week. She's Stacy from Wayne's World. If you don't know what that means, watch fucking Wayne's World. What the shit? It's entitled How Pretending to Be a Girl Led to Me Breaking Someone's Heart and Then Destroying a Guild. That's right, I wifed it. Oh, that's going to get me in trouble later. So we have some characters. Yeah, we do. We've got a wonderful Night Elf Druid Guild Master. We have a Night Elf Hunter, a Night Elf Mage, a Human Warrior, doing it right, doing it right. A Draenei Ellie Shaman, doing it right as long as you're female. I'm not going to hold you responsible for that. And what's that? A Dwarf Holy Priest. Doing it right as well. Dwarven Priest. Retro as fuck. That's like Dwarf Holy Priest. Christ, that's pretty much flares, isn't it? That's how retro that is. That's wearing flares, pretty much. I love it. Dwarf Holy Priest. Dwarf Priest, so OP back in the day. Alright, Sukai, you're in. Sukai. Overlord Moo. Alright, we'll have Moo. Moo's in. Rigby. I love that name, Rigby. Awesome. Icewind. Ooh, you'll have to be the mage, I think. Oh, the mage is already taken, but we'll have Icewind. Icewind's in. Shovel. The shovel's in. Shovel. Running with the Wolves. I want you to know, Running with the Wolves, that I considered you, but your name is far too long. So I'm just going to put Wolfie. Wolfie. Hey, what's wrong with Wolfie? Name the movie. Okay. We're going down a path. We're going on a journey together. So stick with me and follow along as we break somebody's heart. And then we drag it out for a long period of time, which is awesome. This story is told from the perspective of Sukai. Sukai is a young boy, around about the age of 14. He's just picked up his copy of World of Warcraft, and he kind of wants to be a little bit of a badass. And we're going to go with him on his journey and see how that ended for him. This is a story about how I had to pretend to be a girl for the starting and some of the later years of my WoW career. I started seriously playing WoW at the age of 14. I love that you seriously, I'm committed. At 14 years of age, this is what I want to do. We're doing it. We're playing WoW. As I had previously owned it as a child, but never got into it because playing with toys was far more interesting at the time. Fucking noob. Play some video games, son. It was the start of Kata, and I thought that the whole giant dragon thing was pretty cool. They've had that since, like, number 1. +1 for everybody who's got Terminator 2. Giant dragons, yeah, that's vanilla. That's vanilla stuff. But apparently I was alone on that. Nevertheless, the feeling I got when I started playing was incredible. Discovering this beautiful and mesmerizing world was one of the best gaming experiences I had ever had, and I didn't think that I would ever get bored of it. I rolled as a Night Elf Hunter, as I was, in fact, I'll admit, a huge fan of Lord of the Rings at the time. That's for you, buddy. That's for you. I love it. And luckily, hunters were pretty good solo for leveling, and I had no trouble in learning the game and leveling up. When I was about to hit 60, I decided that it was time for me to join a guild, as I wished to raid in the future. And also I was feeling pretty lonely and wanted someone to talk to. So I went to Stormwind and sat there looking at the trade chat, because that is the only way I knew how to find one. So you've got this young boy, 14 years of age, Legolas, perched upon Stormwind, just waiting for that wonderful guild to pop up. Oh, how can it go wrong? Luckily, it took only 2 minutes. A guild popped up called, we'll call them the Heroes of Stormwind. They were a level 17 casual raiding guild and were looking for new recruits that would be able to raid in the future. I imagine every single one of you right now believes that is the most horrific thing you can possibly read, right? Casual guild looking to start raiding in the future. Every single one of you in this chat right now would vomit at the very sight or even the mention of you being a part of that. At least I hope you would. At least you've watched enough of my videos to know that that would be terrible. That would be an awful idea. Don't do that. But this guy, that's everything he wanted. I want to raid in the future. I'm only level 60. You're a casual guild. I can kind of do it, right? That's what he wants. This is it. This is perfect. I whispered them, and I told them that I was a level 60 hunter that was committed to leveling to 85 so that I could raid as soon as possible. That is his commitment to this guild, is I will play the game. And for that, they accepted me. I love it. What are you going to bring to the guild? Level 85, bitches. That's what I'm going to bring to you. I'm committed to it. That's my goal. When I first joined, I was greeted by the guild master Moo, who was a night elf feral druid and also the main tank. I was shit scared of him. He was foreign, racist, and sounded like the Russian guy that Rocky Balboa fights in the 4th film. Now, I don't want to get a little bit crazy on you. I don't want to give you the crazy eyes, but for fucking real... If you ever forget Dolph Lundgren's name again, I will fucking find you. And I swear to God, do not get Dolph wrong. Ever again on this show. It will not be tolerated. Ever. I'm fucking serious. I'm about to fucking drop a fucking bomb all over this son of a bitch. Fucking serious. It's not funny, man. It's not funny. Dolph puts that fucking effort in. And you shouldn't be disrespecting him in such a way. I wanted to show off that I was friendly by saying hello to everybody in guild chat. I joined the guild. Hello, everybody. Only one person replied. No! But this person was Rigby, who is probably the pinnacle of this entire story. He was a night elf mage, and it was extremely helpful towards me. He told me about the rules and how the bank works. He told me that he was an officer, which was the highest rank below that of the GM. I am an officer. He then went on to say that if I was committed enough and contributed to the guild, then I could one day become an officer too. Nice. Such hype. It has been about a month and I had finally reached level 85. It was a brilliant moment, and I was congratulated by my entire guild on my prestigious achievement. I was then whispered by Moo to download Ventrilo and join their channel. After about an hour of trying to get Vent to work, I finally joined their chat. You're the reason that my top 5 40-man sucked. That's you. Can you get on Vent, please? Takes 2 seconds. Really does. You download it. It's about 4 meg. It's about 4 meg. Put the information in. Make it work. It's so easy. An hour. So you've got this guy. Just put yourself in the position of Mr. Moo, the raid leader, the guild master, the main tank. All you've requested of this committed chap is to install and log Ventrilo. An hour later. An hour later. Now let's just say this. That even though I was 14, my voice had not completely broken yet. It wasn't terrible, but over a shitty microphone, I did sound like a 5-year-old. I was greeted by the whole team, which was Moo. It was Rigby, and who's this person? Icewind. By Icewind. Who was the other officer? 3 officers. I greeted them, trying to sound as manly as I did, as I didn't want them to know that I was so young. Hello, fellows. No, it's more like, hello, fellows. They went on to say that I was now a part of their 25-man raiding team. He ticked all the boxes. He hit level 85. Job done. Logged Ventrilo. He's in. I needed to start gearing up. So I did. You are now a part of our team. Good guild. Once I was ready, I checked the guild calendar to check when the next raid was. And to my convenience, it was for the next day. I didn't do any work in school, as I was too excited and spent the whole time checking the tactics for the fall of Deathwing online. Whew. It was the night of the raid, and I went quickly. I logged in quickly and joined Ventrilo. This is when I met Shovel and Wolfie, who were an Ellie shaman and a holy priest. They were both from England, represent, and told me that they were flatmates at university. Moo told me that these two were responsible for looking after me, as it was my first time raiding. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? You know, as all my times as a guild master, I've recruited many a person. At no point have I ever given them chaperones. Perhaps I should. Perhaps they would have found that nice if I would say, these are your friends, and they will look after you. Most people would find that pretty creepy. Not our young boy. Our young boy. We just downed the first boss on normal, Marchok. And I was feeling pretty good about myself. We killed Marchok, guys. Good job. High five, everybody. High five. But I also meant that I was bottom of the DPS meter the whole time. It was at this point I realised something that was very strange. Moo just asked Wolfie, who was his chaperone, Moo asked Wolfie how I was doing, and he replied, she's doing great. She is doing just fine. I thought that it was just a mistake at first, but then Shovel said that it was nice to have a girl in the guild. Isn't it? I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. I was too afraid to tell them that I was a boy, as it would be very embarrassing for me. Also, I was still really scared of Moo, and didn't want to disappoint him because he was a guild master. Very serious. It was a horrible situation. After the raid had finished, I went on to realise that I was getting treated like royalty, as everyone in the guild thought I was a lady. It was too late to tell them I wasn't, so I just went with it. Yay! That's your plan, isn't it? And this guild is so friendly, isn't it? This guild is remarkably friendly to me. They're just helping me out. They're being nice to me. Oh, they think I'm a girl. Well, I can't. I'm all right. I'm okay with it. But it gets worse. A couple of months went by, and I decided that I would start gradually talking in a more feminine way. Just so that I wouldn't get found out. He increased the ladiness. He turned it up. Let's just feminize this shit a bit more. I didn't care that it was degrading to my manhood because I was getting loot and everyone always wanted to talk to me. Yay! What you guys will do for loot is fucking astonishing. I swear to God. I swear to God. What some of you guys will do. It's degrading. I feel like shit. But getting loot. So what are you going to do? I was so thankful that none of my IRL friends played World of Warcraft, because if they knew what I was doing, then that would be the end of my social life. Pretending to be a girl wasn't actually too bad. Until, yeah, my soul for loot, I love that. Until Mr. Rigby, you know who you are in my chat right now, until Mr. Rigby invited me to a private chat. Rigby and I, oh Rigby and I had developed quite a good friendship over the past couple of months. And from my perspective, from my 14-year perspective, nothing was wrong with that. But I then realised that from Rigby's perspective, I was in fact some hot gamer girl that was flirting with him all the time. In that private chat, we were just talking normally until he started to tell me how much he liked me. Again, from my side of things, I thought he was just talking about our friendship. But what he actually meant is that he wanted to bang my fucking brains out. He then went on to tell me that he was in fact in love with me. And he had felt that way for a very long time. Well played, Rigby. But got all his emotions out, didn't let them bottle up, decided to tell this chick the truth. The truth he's going to tell this chick. I didn't know what to do. I was completely grossed out by the entire situation and had no idea how to respond to it. In a panic, I said, "I'm sorry, Rigby. I'm sorry, Rigby. I just don't love you. Can't we just be friends?" Sign of a feminine but man voice. Yeah, you get it? Okay, we're good. Rigby apologised, and then he left the chat. I was in shock and decided that this had got too much and decided to take a break from WoW for a bit. Pretending to be a female in order to climb my guild's social ladder and then break one of the officers' hearts, that was the last thing that I expected to be doing while playing WoW. You had been doing it for months, okay? You had been doing it for months. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to say, I didn't expect this to happen. I didn't expect that one of these guys might like me. Weird. 3 years later. It had been about 3 years since I last played. And I had just finished my GCSEs and was doing my A-levels. By this time, I was now completely developed. Pubes. And no longer had a baby voice or a feminine one. This is when I discovered your channel, Preacher, and it got me back into WoW again. I got my subscription back and I logged in, completely forgetting my female alias that I had inside the guild. While leveling my character up to 90 as Mop had just come out, I realised when I logged in, though, that I was still in the guild. They haven't kicked me out after all these years, I thought to myself. I then checked the guild chat, and to my surprise, Shovel and Wolfie were saying hello to me. They told me that Moo had left the guild, the former GM, and now Rigby was the GM. They went on to say that he was running the guild into the ground and that most people had left. Oh, Rigby. Oh, Rigby. What happened? What happened to you? You had such promise, Rigby, in the level 17 casual raid guild. You had such promise. They then invited me to speak to them on Vent. I accepted, thinking that they probably just wanted to catch up. When I joined, I completely forgetting that to them, I was in fact a girl, I said in a very deep voice, "Hey guys, how you been?" They both went silent. I asked them what was wrong. What's wrong? And still they said nothing. After about a minute of quiet whispers to each other, they finally said, "Sukai, are you a boy?" To which I responded very ugly, "Yeah, I think I am." I realised what I had done. And straight after I said that, Icewind joined the chat. I was ecstatic that I was back. He was so happy, as even though it was pretty alarming news that it wasn't that serious. Shovel went on to tell me that Rigby... This is where it gets a bit sad. This is where it gets a bit sad. This is where they went on to tell me that Rigby had never gotten over me and was still heartbroken over the fact that I had left the game. He then told me to check what the guild name was, and to my surprise, the guild had been renamed and was now called the Bane of Sukai. I was amazed that he'd actually paid money to change the guild name, but I was also a little creeped out. Then out of nowhere, Rigby came online. In a quick panic, Shovel told me to leave the guild, but it was too late. Rigby had joined the guild's vent chat. Everyone fell silent again. Rigby was the first to speak. "Oh my god, Sukai, is that you?" he said. It took me a while to respond, but finally I said, "Hey Rigby, how you been?" I don't think that he realised that it was me speaking, so he asked again, to which I responded, "Sorry Rigby, I'm not a girl. I was just too afraid to tell you guys because you were all being so nice to me." At this point, Icewind just burst out in laughter. Because to be honest, the entire situation was pretty ridiculous. Shovel and Wolfie started to laugh as well, and even I had a little chuckle. Rigby, on the other hand, remained completely silent. I apologised for all the trouble I had put him in and told him again that I was just too embarrassed at the time to tell him the truth. He still remained silent. He then left the chat, and to everyone's surprise, he left the guild as well. But before he went, he sent me one last message. "Sukai, I loved you. I cried about you. I even renamed the guild for you. And the years that you were gone were the worst years of my life. But now I realise that it was all a lie. And if anything, I am glad that you are a boy because it means that I don't have to think about you anymore. You still put me through hell. So fuck you, and I hope that you have a nice life. Pal." And that was the last time anyone heard from Rigby. I then went on to leave the guild and change servers as my reputation on my current one wasn't great. I never thought that I would cause so much drama while playing WoW, but maybe that's the thing that sets it apart from most games, because I'm pretty sure that none of this would have happened if I started playing Rift instead. And that, my friends, is the saddest story I've ever been sent. Oh, Rigby, what happened to you? You had such promise, Rigby. Rigby. Yes. He cried. Question the first. Who stays in a guild that gets renamed to the loss of a virtual person? Gotta ask yourself that question of who stays in that fucking guild. If my guild changes name to Emma I Doth Loved Thee, I would leave.
I wouldn't.
Fuck you. I would leave. I would leave. I cry every time. I love that story. I read it with such a tear in my eye. Alright, should we turn it back up again? Should we turn it back up again? I just love that story though. It's so cool. It's such a beauty. Right, ERP. Why not, eh? We're about to tell the story of a friend of the author. This friend of the author is not a very nice person. As always, we tend to have that friend of ourselves who does things that we don't approve of, but we stick around this friend for whatever reason. And it's certainly not about the author at all. It's definitely about his friend. Okay, so I think each chapter has a couple of guys in it. So who... Okay, who have we got? Right, we've got the friend. Who's gonna take the abuse? Who wants to be? We should just call him Ghost. Let's do it. We haven't mocked Ghost for a while, right? He's Ghost. Oh, a lady priest. Lady priest. Crystal? Yeah, we'll have Crystal. I don't recognise any of the other ladies in the chat. Sorry, ladies. I don't blame you though with Keith around. You know what I mean, Keith, don't you? Okay. And the Guildmaster. Right. Now, there are more people to add to this story later. Who we got? Runner War. Runner. Alright, it's Runner War, but I'm just going to call you Runner for the sake of longevity. Longevity, okay? That's it for this one, but we will put some more names in later. Chapter 2 has more people. Shall I just do it now? That would make more sense, Preacher. You know this happens, so why wouldn't you just put it in now? Duh. Right. I need another lady. No, you're all going to pretend to be ladies. I know you will. Who's got a ladylike name? Prepare to get offended. Oh, there's someone called Emma. That'll do. Emma in pink writing. Taking it. And... okay. Another Guildmaster. Who shall be... Lachlan. Lachlan. Right, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. Alright. I'm a lady. I'm a lady. I'm a girl. I'm a girl. I'm a girl. I'm a girl. I know. I know everybody's a girl. Lady Keith Killer. Yeah. The legendary ninja looter and ERP troller. A rogue's tale. That's right. You knew it was a rogue. Come on. If anybody's really going to seriously screw things up, it's going to be a rogue, right? It's going to be a rogue. It's going to be a rogue. Hello, Preach again. And a brofist to you. This one's a little bit longer, but I did my best to keep it short. Last time I sent you a story and you struggled with names, so so you could just change them. Yes, excellent. Don't like it if you... Hey, little tip for any of you who are sending me a drama story, please do. If you are putting characters in there, just keep the names as they are in the real world and just let me know who they are beforehand. I have the ability to swap the name on the fly. Pretty next level. And please, no more than like 10 people. It gets completely out of hand. Okay. So chapter 1 is how to piss off your entire server in one night. This is a story of a friend of mine named Ghost. I had a break from my raiding with my main guild, so I was raiding with him and his less hardcore guild, doing 5-man dungeons with him, you know, the usual shit. He was playing a rogue in a guild called... I think we'll just have to go with the Losers. In a guild called the Losers. And yes, he was a loot whore. Not only a loot whore, but he would need on any leather that dropped if it looked cool. The story begins in the Black Temple. His guild had finally got all bosses down except for Illidan Stormrage. Oh, such an epic time. Can I get a fucking holler from anybody who progressed through Black Temple? There is that point when you down the council that is just, nah, why we play World of Warcraft? Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh, so good. So fucking good. Fair play, Blizz devs. Now, why he was even in that guild, I don't know. He had spent more time raiding in his other guilds than with them. He already had both glaives, but I guess he enjoyed trolling them. So, oh, there's my guys right there. Fucking team. Okay, so to put it into context, Mr. Ghost has all his Black Temple gear, including a set of warglaives, and has decided that he's going to take part in a lesser-known guild for his own amusement. I will remind people, if you think that's a little bit trolly, of course it is. Black Temple was 7 months, I think, before the Sunwell. You think you've got a long wait with the Siege of Orgrimmar? You have no fucking idea. No idea. About 7 months, I think. About 7 months, maybe 8, something like that, between Black Temple and fucking Sunwell. Jesus, it was a long time. A fucking long time. Okay, so we're clear. Now, after wiping in the Black Temple for months and months, the guild was getting frustrated. Finally, they had downed all bosses except Illidan, but the guild just couldn't contain themselves. 5 hours of wiping, the guild wanted to call it a night. They just couldn't get Illidan down. So I just told them to invite my own guild's main tank, as he was extremely overgeared, online, and bored. Yeah, I would have been that guy, but I wouldn't have joined, because I do not do other raids. That would have been me. Nope. The result of this was that Illidan got downed on the 4th attempt. People were going crazy on Ventrilo. Remember my loot whore IRL friend? He was, in fact, the master looter and raid leader. And here is the chat that happened on Vent. Right, so I'm going to try and do... I'll do the names first. It'll be easier. Who's the girl? Got you. Ghost. So, grats on the boss kill. Now you'll be quiet while I link the loot to chat. Crystal. Yeah, grats guys and girls, and thanks for the help to down him. Ghost. Black Bowl of the Betrayer. Roll. Okay. Runa. Okay, grats Hunter on the new bow. Hurry up, Ghost. I see something I can't wait to roll for since there are no other rogues here. Yeah, calm down, man. Bulwark of Azeroth. Roll. Okay, grats Warrior with your new shield. Okay, now for the last piece. 2 minutes of complete silence. Well, come on, man. I ain't got all night. I want to roll. There's no other DPS warriors here. Or rogues. Just get it over with. You've got both already, man. Come on. Hurry up. I want this, etc., etc. Rambling on. Ghost looted the Warglaive of Azeroth. Silence befell the raid. I think you misclicked, Ghost. Let's open a ticket, right? I love the White Knights whenever a situation like this occurs. There is nothing more fucking obvious than a ninja loot, and then somebody trying to hold the guild together, not saying always a girl, not saying always a lady, but someone goes, it's probably just a mistake. What? It's probably just a mistake, guys. Don't leave the guild. Whatever you do, don't leave the guild. I think you misclicked. What the fuck, man? You are Kit! I will demote you. I will report you to Blizz and get your sorry ass banned so hard you won't walk straight for a fucking week. You better open a ticket for me or that Warglaive interrupted. Well, that sucks. I can't equip 3 Warglaives. I guess I'm going to Vent to this then. Bye, guys. Ghost logs off Vent. Ghost has left the guild. Did that just happen? Fuck. Crashing noises. Speech marks. I will kill you, my god, I swear! Runa has disconnected from Vent. Runa has logged off. The rest of the guild is completely silent. Got nothing to say. I sit there unsure if I should laugh or cry, feeling really uncomfortable. Ghost calls me IRL. So Ghosty then picks up the phone, which is awesome. Calls our friend. Yo, dude! Yo, dude! Do you want to join a pug for Kara to see if the mount drops? I love that this guy, right, in a story like phones and says, I just ninja'd a legendary. Do you want to join me on a Kara run to see if the mount drops? Me, after you just ninja'd the legendary? And why didn't you just whisper me in game about this? I'm not going to do the voice anymore, it's horrible. Man, it was so worth it. My god, they got so angry. Another guild disband to add to my record of guild disbands. This guy goes for the record. I just need to give the server some time to calm down so I won't get ganked again. But you know I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do what I did today to someone I know IRL, dude. Come on. I need at least one reliable DPS for a Carapug. I love that. Hey, I wouldn't do it to somebody I know. Oh, come on. Those guys are just internet people. I would never hurt you. Come to Karazhan to help me get them out. I would never screw you over. Promise you. I would never screw you over. Because I know you IRL. Trust me. I'm a thief. Trust me. Scout's honor. Pirate's code. I said I'm sorry I'm safe for Kara this week. But I'll come next week if my guild doesn't go there for their alt's gear again. Okay, man. I'll grab a bite to eat. See ya. That was the last time I ever raided with him in any raid that had a mount drop or any precious loot. Thank God we didn't share a loot table. He had problems finding a new guild since rumours had spread like wildfire on the server. And he was blacklisted in almost every single guild. P.S. Blizzard never did anything about the situation due to the lack of written guild rules. They won't. Blizzard ain't going to help you. Never are, never will. Chapter 2. So we joined an ERP guild. Now the guild name, it says in brackets here, please don't change the guild name. They disbanded anyways and it's more funny when you see what the story's about. So this guild's name is the Bad Kitties. The Bad Kitties. So as you learned in the first chapter, my friend is a real douche online. And now as he struggled to find guilds to join, as he had made several guilds disband and he had pissed off an entire server, he finally found one. A role-playing guild called the Bad Kitties. They had never heard of him because the guild rules stated no chatting in anything other than /s. If you had to, I fucking love roleplay guilds. They're so good. If you absolutely must, you were allowed to whisper someone, but only if you really had to. Life or death, people. This is no fucking joke. Don't just go around whispering whoever you want. All right? Just if it's an emergency, you may in fact whisper someone. So all the guild members, as were the rules on their server, had disabled trade chat and general chat. It's good advice for anyone. A guild rule? I don't know, man, but it's good advice for anyone to do that. I'm just saying it's good advice. It's good advice. Not only were they doing RP, they were an RPing raid guild. Are you ready for this one? Are you ready for this? This is the rules. They were an RPing raid guild. Let me give you an example of what happens in their typical raid night. By the way, they are noobs. There is around 1 to 4 hours of roleplay walking slowly to the raid entrance. It's like that Monty Python thing where the guy's running at the castle. I can't imagine. To summon me? No. No. We're walking there. What? How do you get to the throne of 4 winds? I'm just gonna say, how do you get to the throne of the 4 winds? How do you do that? How do you get there, man? How do you do it? Then there's a half-hour roleplay pep talk. I would give my left nut to be a part of the half-hour roleplay pep talk. Then, this takes place outside of the raid, by the way, like at the raid entrance. Only once the half-hour roleplay pep talk is complete are they allowed to then enter the raid. They even explain tactics roleplay style. For example, my good sirs, I hope none of you will be hit by the fire in a painful and horrible death. This creature has been known for burning people to a crisp. That is how you read raid instructions. Are you listening, Vanish? Are you listening? Guild masters, raid leaders, that's how you do it. Then they would spend another 20 to 30 minutes explaining tactics before having a countdown, all in-game in /S. Ventrilo or voice comms was only allowed in case of a private chat one-on-one. Or if an officer had to discuss something important with a member and couldn't log on. Good. Then they pulled the boss and wiped horribly. They were happily... Okay. They even roleplayed during the fight. Some of them would act scared while running away, while others would say things like, I die for Darnassus, and run in and die. Oh, sweet Jesus. Sweet Jesus, I love it. So fucking good. And when everybody had died, all the members had to resurrect at the Spirit Reser, get the debuff, and then walk slowly to the closest inn, sit down on chairs, start drinking beer, or whatever beverage they wanted. He actually specifies on whatever beverage they wanted. And being sad because of the defeat. You had to roleplay being sad because you got beat, right, by the boss. You had to roleplay it being sad. Don't be like happy about progress. Whatever you do, you've got to be sad, right? Because that's the feeling of the guild as a whole as the team failed. You've got to be sad about it. And they would say things like, this is from memory, the pain of being chopped in two by a dragon hurts. I will have nightmares for weeks about this. Thank God my soul got saved by an angel. Thank God. Thank God. This used to happen in the level 60 raids. They were generally level 17 Burning Crusade gear. It was horrendous. Anyways, after the raid was over, me and my friend just started sitting there laughing so hard. This was just so weird. What the fuck had we actually gotten ourselves into? I'm not one to judge our peers, but taking it this far, I just couldn't take it serious at all. Now later that night, me and Ghosty were doing some 5-man heroics. Actually having to do tactics and CC. I miss those times. Tactics in a 5-man heroic was a lot of fun to plan, and have mana breaks between each pull, kind of miss that. I don't. You sounds like you had a shitty tank. Big D don't take no CC. Anyways, we were doing a 5-man heroic run. It was 3 AM. Ghost and I had been awake for about 10 hours and considering either going to bed or going to do some gold farming. Those are your choices. We've been playing for 10 hours, bro. Maybe we should go to bed. Or we could do some gold farming. Ghosty was about to leave the guild because he couldn't be asked to spend hours and hours wiping on one boss and then giving up. But he then noticed that Lachlan and Emma were online. Guild master and officer. Ghost started thinking, they're up late in an RP guild. They can't be, can they? Ghosty had the Phantom Ventrilo hack. It's truly legit, by the way. Doesn't work anymore as far as I know. But it used to, and it fucking sucked. It made you invisible on Vent, and he could join a Vent room without a password. Nobody would see him online, and no one would hear him unless he spoke. He'd used this program to troll people very badly all the time. But this story is getting long, so I'll keep it short. He logged on to Ventrilo and was showed in guild info that the two officers were in a chat room. And wouldn't you know it, a man and a woman's moans started echoing through his headphones. As a true douche, he started sound recording. Then he checked to see where they were in the world and went off to try and find them. They were in Elwyn Forest. He mounted up on his horse and started riding there as fast as he could from Stormwind. After a little while, he found them. They were in a little cave in a corner where ogres wouldn't aggro them. My friend remained in stealth and watched as they were emoting things like slash lick, slash hug, slash kiss, while doing things like kneeling down in front of one another or laying down on the other, slash sitting. Yeah! Oh, Shootsy scores. I like that he went for the face plant. Oh, yeah. Ghosty had seen enough. He sneaked outside again to AFK safely while they were waiting for them to finish. 30 odd minutes so while they were done. 30 minutes, not bad. Not bad. 30 minutes of solo play. That's alright. That's good distance. He went there. They started calling each other by names like My Kitty Cat and My Lion. Ooh! I've never heard anybody say My Lion dirty. You know what I mean? I think my son's going to say My Lion once and I'm going to go, oh shit. Oh, that's gross, dude. Ghosty was AFKing outside of the dungeon, forgetting to stay in stealth while trying to find out how to use this audio file the best way possible. Add another guild to his list of guild disbands before he was going to re-roll to get rid of his bad reputation on the server. When Emma and Lachlan came walking out of the cave, and upon seeing him, very nervously asked why he was there. He pretended he was just bored and going to farm some ogres. He said thanks and walked off. Emma, however... came back. Ghosty, what is a fine young rogue like you doing up so late? Told you I'm hunting ogres, but I'm going to bed. It's getting late. Well, I can show you how to have a good time at night. You know, I get so lonely and scared in the dark. What kind of fun are you thinking of? And this is when it gets really hot. This is when it gets really hot. You ready? Emma removes her chess piece in-game. Oh, yeah. Boom! 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 She says, do you like what you see? Ghosty immediately logged out. He called me and said, did you just know what happened? Am I dreaming? We just called it a night and didn't talk anymore about it. It was so weird. And then went to sleep. I had to sleep on the floor as we were staying over together, as there was a guest at his house. The next day it was raid time again. He joined the raid group, but before anyone could do any RP, he told everyone to come on vent. He had something very important to talk to them about. After trying for about 5 minutes to get everyone to join, only about 15 people did. The guild master Lachlan. Ghosty, this better be important. We are an RP guild and we do not use vent unless it's really important. Now tell me what's so important we had to postpone the raid. Ghosty. Oh, I think you both and Emma know that. By the way, Emma stripped naked in front of me in-game and tried to seduce me into ERPing. Lachlan. What are you talking about? Emma went, I did not! Lachlan. Dude, stop lying. I'm going to G-kick you. You're a horrible RPer anyways. And it has brought nothing good to this guild. Emma said, are you calling me a whore? Ghosty then played the audio file over Ventrilo. It didn't take long for Lachlan to just disband the guild. Hell broke loose on Vent. Some people laughing, others cursing. And I heard someone say, damn, Emma did that to me as well. What a fucking bitch. Emma! Emma! What did you do? Emma's been putting it about. She'll take her chest plate off for pretty much anyone. There's no way of keeping it on. Ghosty, satisfied with his work, logged off and created a new rogue on the same server. He turned to me and said, I bet I can get to level 70 in both glaives on this alt rogue before you get laid. Ha ha ha. Me and Ghosty are still friends, but we only talk on Skype about once a week or so. I keep my distance, and I'm sure you understand that. I'm keeping away from you. I asked his confirmation to write this down and sent it in, since I thought it would make an awesome Drama Friday story. It's not too long, that is. Thank you for reading my story, and sorry for my bad English. See you around, Mr. Preacher Man. Bye! And a goodbye to you, sir. And a goodbye to you for what is... Please let me know where these RPers are. I have to do a thing on RP guilds, don't I? I have to do one. It would be criminal. It would be absolutely criminal if I didn't find an RP guild and joined it and just see what we can get involved in. I think that shall be my mission in the next month or so, is to find such a guild. Emma does get around. I'm probably going to get beat up now for using the name Emma, but she's there, she's there, she's there. Thank you for a wonderful Drama Friday. I'm off to put my son to bed. Wonderful way to finish my Friday as well. I hope you have a great weekend. There's no web show this weekend, but what you have got is Zoe, Lady Zoe, Delore, and Ghosty all streaming tonight. I might be streaming as well. So if you want to watch them, click the Preach Gaming thing above me on the live stream. For those of you watching on YouTube, got good stuff coming next week as well. I'm going to take it easy this weekend and play with my son. Have a fantastic weekend. Be good. Have fun. And thank you for a good show. It's a great way to end my week. I love doing it. I'll see you again soon. Bye.